Let's get right to it, dog. You know it's raw. But let me catch you if you're showing off. I wanted to get you, I hold it off. Thought he was solid, but told it off. Running the field with the underdogs. Don't want to get involved. I can admit it. I know what it's coming. I'm tripping. I got every group. Niggas a fumble a bag. I get to the cash fast. Got a salute. I've been a hustler. Look how I'm coming up. You running your mouth, better run it up. I'm running this shit like a big dog. Living my movie, they pissed off. Pushing the law because we in charge. They gon' play this in the synagogues. How do I feel? I'm feeling great. Bigger the problem, the bigger the plate. Making my move, that shit gotta wait. Ahead of my time, keep it in line. Put on their face. I just learned to keep it all to myself. Wait, a couple of niggas that hang with me that'll bang for me. If I'm doing bad, never change on me.
We the salt of the earth. We the motherfucking underdogs. We underestimated. You understand what I'm saying?
I got tunnel visions. There's a bunch of ways I'm gonna get it. Cause my way or the highway, you ain't fucking with it. Do what I say or go about your fucking business. And take this money with you. I ain't dealing with no fucking children. If they not my own, going by myself. I'ma die alone. These bitches catch my weight. And more just hopping on. They hear what I make. It's start to turn them on. I think it's sorceress. The way they rob the bone. The black magic stick. They stopping by my home. But I'm not even home. I'd rather be alone. So I can conquer shit. And I can see it long. I just keep popping shit. Cause I won't be here long. I'm hopping on the road. And get my knees along. She wanna drop it low. And get her eagle on. My new bitch bad as fuck. She look like me alone. I came up from the dirt. Was born right under y'all. And just like I don't want. Said I just want it all. These niggas seasonal. I watch them leave and fall. The last gon' finish first. Cause we some underdogs.
They say the first shall be last. The last shall be first. Nigga, we gonna rule this kingdom, nigga. Ride
to the sunset, slide to the moon fall. Don't song say get him, then I got him. That's my doggy dog. Don't bark, got him mean biting. We them underdogs. Over off the wire, 5 yards. I'm pressing all of y'all. 9 niggas up like I'm director from a casting call. I don't give a fuck. You want beef? Met to all of y'all. UPK priest, lace up boost, and it's time to ball. The clip name Wendy. All these shells, I'ma let them fall. Niggas think they better than like who they think they better than. One West Soldier, best believe we got that metal in. Last name Cannon, cause I still got them drummers in. Kept us at that trapper, hell yeah, I'ma let them know. Underdogs, you niggas tripping. We'll be popping on you sniffing. Real crafty with that smithing. Locked in on the mission. Rocking all out. Who to take the hop out? You be bitching, cotton 2 times. Down the clock, glitch it, nigga.
Every dog has his day.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire?
Wait, hold on, nigga. He say he the man, well, I'm the rep. Put some respect on my name before I step in your lane, get my roll on, nigga. Yeah. You know what it is, nigga. 144 big soldier, nigga. Long time coming, nigga. I'm the rep. Slow the time with my apron. The kingdom only for the takers. He ain't Bill, I'ma break him. Got the bar, goodness gracious. I handle baby like a player. I gotta think that she my favorite. I pick them, name them different flavors. My Glock ain't coming with a safety. I'm ready to ride. Facing the threat, some chick at my watch, I'm a little impatient. I don't know if I'm offending them niggas. If I am, then they gon' have to take it. Just on the house, he said the head of your business, that nigga, you're training and you got to stick to the base. From the stat, Benjamin, look like a glitch in the matrix. Shit that I do is incredible. I make a movie be major. I ain't no rapper. These niggas talking my nigga and I'm really making a stage. These niggas be silly. You speaking of prophecy. Thought he was cool and I guess you mistaken. I'm so sure that I was sorry and she think I'm crazy. I ain't tripping, it's okay. I just met a cougar. She was walking by the school with brand new. She begging a poodle. Reason she stopped me. She saw the shields on my shoulders. My day was some shit she could Google. I am the truth. Don't get it twisted. I'm really a killer. You playing with duty. I got this sound like it's fresh in the pack. Little bitch, watch your mouth, cause I'm wearing my news. He think he the man. I'm the rapper. He say he the god. Okay, now I do voodoo. I think they should know. I spit this shit wicked. I step in the booth and stop taking the booth. If I get the order, I'll be soldiers and step through your shit like we did.
Talk about man. It's about time, so don't curse it to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to do, get another legacy. I gotta do the shit, when I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. You down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took her oath, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, sold your seat for some bloody beef. True nature, cut the conversation, better keep it brief. It's about time, so don't curse it to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, don't you get another legacy. It's about time, send the curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send the curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. They don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Hard one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm ready, it's another victory. Different niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need. It's about time, so don't curse it to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, don't you get another legacy. It's about time, send the curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send the curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
Oh, testing. Oh yeah, that's the law. Shalom Christ. All right, Most High Christ. Lord, man. Welcome back. Tuesday night Brotherhood class. I am Priest and Officer Natazak. Shalom, Yahweh, Shashabarakathum to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Latham, Bashim, Yahweh Shai to the sisters. About to get this cracking off. The water for y'all tuning in. Hey, Shalai, you got to get that name changed on that YouTube, my brother. Shalom of Christ, though. Sister Olivia, hey, Shalom of Christ, what's going on? The water for y'all tuning in the chat. We're going to get it in. All right. Yeah, Most High Christ. The water for y'all tuning in. We are going to get into the topic of disloyal backstabbers, right? A disloyal backstabber. I was watching what was going on with that case with the father who had unalived that police officer for unaliving his son, right? And now that case is going on, you see the unity of our oppressors, of these police officers getting together within that courtroom, you know what I mean, and just creating just intimidation for that brother, you know what I'm saying? But you could just see, like, even though they know that man was wrong for killing that young, so like for unaliving that young man, they still, within his honor, get together and support him even in his wrongdoings, right? And I just think that's crazy. You know what I mean? It's just crazy enough because it just shows you that, you know what I mean, our oppressors are the devil that the Bible speaks of, first of all. It's showing you what a father is willing to do for a son, but it's also showing you that, you know what I mean, our oppressors hate us so much that even in their wrongdoings and getting justice for in a time of justice for their wrongdoings, they still will hate us and still unify with each other to find a way to hate us. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy to me because even in that man's wrongdoings of unaliving that young man, his people still got together to unify. And that's even within him being dishonorable. Now, Isupk has been nothing but honorable and giving the truth to our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we can't find honor within the ones who've been dishonorable to us. You know what I mean? Like, there's no unity within our righteous doings, and we can't get Israel to come together. And yet our oppressors can get them to get together, even in the wrongdoings of unaliving a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to me. It just shows you how disloyal our people are. You know what I mean? How ununified our people are. Our people will literally take something and be a part of something that is so great. You know what I mean? This being the truth. Our people take something that would be so great and so righteous, and they will literally backstab it. They will be disloyal to it. And the Lord got something special for that. You know what I'm saying? Because that is insane. We can't come together worth of nothing. Like, there's nothing that can get us together other than destroying our people. That's the only thing we will unify together to do. If it comes to destroying our people, that's the only time when we will unify. But when it comes to building our people up, building up this nation and getting our people together, we can't unify. You know what I mean? We got too many backstabbers in Israel. We got too many disloyal people in Israel. You know what I mean? The only way that our people will find a way to unify or be able to unify and to be able to grow is, you know what I mean, through this truth or through, you know what I mean, Yahweh's return. You know what I mean? Because it's always going to be that disloyal person. But once it comes to us being in a state where you need to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Dictated. You need to be controlled. Like, you know what I mean? That's when our people want to act right. Like, they can be fine under Esau's law. They are fine under Esau's law being dictated by our oppressors on what we need to do and how we need to grow. They're fine with that. But when it comes to us trying to gradually uplift our people as a whole, our people are not with that. And that's an issue. That's a big issue. You know what I mean? You can sit up and get this truth. You can like it. You can love it. You can be a part of it at a point, but then you can turn your back and leave off your own matters, after your own stubbornness, after your own greed, after your own pride. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's nothing righteous about that. There's nothing righteous about that. There's nothing righteous about what our oppressors do to us on these streets when they have their badges on and they can dictate whether we live or die. It's not right. And yet, you know what I mean, they get together and they can unify. But our people, we can do something so righteous and we can't unify. That's a problem. That's a big problem. You know what I mean? So we're going to go to Book of Revelations real quick. And this is going to people who has actually got to experience this truth. You know what I mean? Actually get to witness how productive it is within our communities, but also for their own reasons, find a reason to leave and be on their own, whatever it is that they're doing. You know what I mean? So we're going to Revelations chapter 22 and verse 18. So let's read 22, Revelations 22 and verse 18. It says, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life and God and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. So if you're adding on to these scriptures, if you're adding on to this truth, you know what I mean, that's being pushed out, and let's say you hypothetically are saying that Christ is the God in the Old Testament, something like that. You know what I mean? The Bible's not saying that Christ is Yahweh. It's not saying that Christ is the what is it? The God of the Old Testament. It's not saying that. And yet, if you're adding on and saying that, then you're adding on the scripture. You know what I mean? You're telling the lie, because we know in every household, the ranking order should be God, Christ, man, woman. That's how the ranking order should be. So if you are adding Christ being God in the Old Testament, saying that you know what I mean, the Most High God had no say so or had no order in the Old Testament, then you are adding on to it. You know what I mean? You're adding on. And he that takes away, let's say that you saying that Paul, you know what I mean, Paul's writings were not valid. You're taking away, because Paul was definitely, everything he said was definitely valid, only because you don't understand, and only because you can't correlate the teachings of Paul with the teachings of Christ and the teachings of Moses and teachings of David. Like, you can't correlate those things. Doesn't mean that those things are unqualified. You know what I mean? So adding to this book, adding to this truth, or taking away from this truth is going to get you plagues and written out of the book of life. You know what I mean? You'll be nobody. You're going to be a nobody. You're going to be nothing. You'll be written into death, because you took in the time to be able to experience this truth, and you felt like, because I don't understand, or because it doesn't correlate with my understanding, or it doesn't correlate with my existence, I'm going to add on, I'm going to take away. That's being disloyal, because no one, your perspective is not needed. Your add-on or takeaway is not needed. You know what I mean? The Bible is fully comprehensible as long as you are able to learn from learned men, but you don't want to learn from learned men. You want to learn from learned men and then dictate what it is that you learn. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And not only are you dictating that, you're also spreading it down like a plague. So what is going to happen? You'll be plagued from generation to generation. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. That's the thing our people need to understand. You know what I mean? When it comes to this truth, you and your perspective is not needed. You know what I mean? The Bible is already written. The prophets have already spoken. Now it's up for you to be able to follow Christ, you know what I mean, and be like Christ in this moment, especially in this time period. It's really crazy to be playing with this Bible. You know what I mean? Playing with this truth. But it's your job to be able to find understanding and follow understanding. It's not up for you to dictate what you feel is true and what you feel is false, because it's already done. The truth is just fine without you. The truth does not need you. I mean, the Lord does not need you. The Lord will find more righteous men. It's a shame to be able to be called and not chosen. You know what I mean? You don't want to be one of those people that get called and not chosen. You get called to the truth, and you know what I mean, you only here for a season. That's a sad situation. That's a sad situation, because it just shows how useful you are to this truth, useless you are to this truth, and useless you are to yourself. Because you don't have to leave. You don't have to leave this truth, but in your own ego and your own pride, something made you want to dictate what your future is in this truth. You know what I mean? A lot of people decide to stay away from this truth because of ranking order. That's pride. You know what I mean? Why should ranking order even matter? It does not matter. You know what I mean? So you can call shots? Like, what? Everybody follows orders here. You know what I mean? Everybody's under some type of authority in this truth. We all follow orders. We all soldiers. To not want to be a soldier is what leads you into being in the position that you're in. You know what I mean? Being a vagabond, what do you call them? What do you call those? A traitor. You know what I'm saying? Because when you leave this truth, you're definitely a traitor because you're abandoning your brothers. You sat there and decided to abandon your brothers. You sat there and decided that your demon was more important than your brotherhood. You know what I mean? That's a big problem for our people. That is a big problem for our people. Every time when our people try to do something good for ourselves, it's always that person who wants to dictate but doesn't want to contribute. They want to dictate what's right and what's wrong and what our people need and what they need to be successful and non-successful, but you have absolutely nothing to contribute. You have nothing that you can bring that can put your people in a better state. All you have is your perspective. And your perspective means nothing. Look at your life before you try to dictate what righteous brothers are doing. Look at your life and look where it's at. Look what's going on. You know what I mean? So the lesson at hand is don't allow your demons to lead you astray and to make you abandon your brothers in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to go away thinking that you're going to do something more holy and more righteous, and you're not. You're not. Because the Lord doesn't like backstabbers. The Lord doesn't appreciate disloyal people. You know what I mean? Hey, Shalom of Christ, Truth Batak, what's going on, my brother? Hold on, something going on with the chat right now. This thing just went blank. Okay, so yeah. So disloyalty is not a characteristic of the Lord. You know what I mean? That's not a characteristic of the Lord. It's not a characteristic of Christ. Christ was not disloyal. Christ did not abandon his brothers. His brothers did not abandon him. Only but one. You know what I'm saying? And what happened to that brother? You know what I'm saying? So we have to be a part of one body, and that's it. There's only one body. That's it. We're gonna go to, let's see what's next. I had one, Romans 1:25. So this is the book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 25. It says, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. So who's out here changing this truth into a lie? Who's out here saying that what Paul wrote doesn't qualify, or what Christ being God in the Old Testament? Like who's changing this truth? Who's saying that Isupk is not the home of the truth? Who's saying that? Who's going about trying to create their own establishments, their own body, when there should be only one body? You know what I mean? Who's changing the words that of what the Lord and the teachings that the Lord left for us right here? You know what I mean? The truth that the Lord left for us. Who's changing those things? You got to ask yourself that question. You know what I mean? Because you can be a part of something that you think is righteous, and yet when you do your history, you understand that you in an organization full of snakes. You in an organization full of backstabbers and disloyal, dishonorable, unrighteous people. You know what I mean? It's always excellent to do, because just like a Christian church, they'll feed you a sprinkle of truth, and they'll try to mush their whole pot of lies and make it taste sweet. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep an eye and ear out, because the things you might be hearing that might taste bitter to you might be the things that's best for you, and that's a pure fact. If it might be a rough pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be the thing that heals you. So you got to keep your eyes and ears open and do your research and figure out why am I a part of this thing? Why did my spirit settle here? Who is the person who is establishing this thing? What is their motive? What are they doing? Why are they teaching me this? Do they really care about their people, or do they care about their income? What is it? You know what I mean? Because we do our research here and we know exactly who our leader is. You know what I mean? We know why and what his motives is. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's all built on righteousness. It's a righteous establishment. Now, what is your establishment built on? Is it built off of a coward? Is it built off of someone who is a betrayer who left? You know what I mean? What is it built off of? I mean, it's probably somebody that just was too afraid to even get in this truth, because we can be quite intimidating at the time. I can see that online. You know what I mean? But just some of the posts that we post, you see brothers having a word to say negatively about us, only just because they have absolutely no clue of who we are, but just because we look intimidating and we we have stern characteristics, they steer away and they have their negative things to say because that's not their character. They are used to running and being afraid, and that's their character. So who is it? Where does your spirit land at? You know what I mean? Does your spirit land here in this truth? You know what I mean? Amongst the stern, amongst the people who don't play about these scriptures, don't play about this truth, and definitely don't play about their leader. You know what I'm saying? Or does your spirit lay where you just want to feel comfortable and feel loved and joyful all the time and want to sing and dance and just make life into a whole musical? Where does your life stand at? That's the question. You know what I mean? Where does your spirit stand at? Because if you land in a place where you continue to keep getting deceived, it just means that there's something deceptive about you. It means that there's something unrighteous about you that you need to check within your own spirit. And that's a fact. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 16. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 16, it says, the cup of blessings which we bless, is it not the communion of the blood of Christ? The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Christ? For we being many are one bread and one body, for we are all partakers of that one bread. It's only one bread and one body, one truth, one teaching. If there is multiple teachings and multiple bodies, then it's not of Christ. You know what I mean? It's not of this word. If there's multiple groups being formulated, this group didn't work out, so we're going to make another group, and we're going to make another group, and we're going to make another group, and we're going to continue to keep on trying to go until we get this thing right. There is no continually keep on switching this thing up till we get this thing right. There's already right happening. The reason why you can't get right because you're just not right. There's already the right happening. There's already the one body going on. It never changed. You know what I'm saying? You are just continue to keep on formulating these different groups because you're not one body. You're not one bread. You know what I mean? You have something else. Your community is ran by cowards, disloyalty. You know what I mean? The scripture says it's only one bread, it's only one body. So why is there multiple groups out here claiming to be the truth? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm in the truth. I'm in the truth. I don't even say I'm in the truth no more. I just say I'm an ISUPK. That's it. I don't say I'm an Israelite. I say I'm ISUPK, because there's too many fake groups out there, fake cowards and betrayers talking about, oh, I got the truth. I'm in the truth. Oh, I'm an Israelite. It's too many people saying it. It'd be people that be heathens out here claiming themselves to be Israelites. And you got betrayers and backstabbers out here teaching that as well. You know what I mean? Got full-on Hamites walking around calling themselves Israel. So you know what? I'm ISUPK. Because all those things that formulate come with that. Being in the truth, being an Israelite. All those things, having the truth with me, having the right scriptures, having the right breakdowns, all those things, having the right counselors, everything come with just me being ISUPK, point blank period. So I'm ISUPK. I'm not going to claim myself like yeah, I am an Israelite. Yes, I'm in the truth, but I'm ISUPK, and it means something more than just saying, "Oh, I'm in the truth," because a lot of people are just saying that. A lot of people are claiming themselves to be just in the truth. A lot of people are claiming themselves to be Israelites, and they're not. They're not spiritually Israelites. Some of them are not even physically Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And they're definitely not in the truth, because if you was in the truth, you would be going by what the scriptures say. It's only one body and one bread. That's it. So you can't be in the truth if you were in multiple groups. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people touch down on like 3 or 4 different fake Israelite groups and still think that they got the truth just because they know what tribe they from. That's not being in the truth. You know what I'm saying? You can physically be an Israelite and not spiritually or mentally be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So definitely got to check that. There's only one body and one bread. Let's keep going. Son over here hitting me up. Let's go to Psalm 78 and 37. Psalm 78 and 37. Let's see, almost there right now. It says, for their heart was not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant. But he, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity and destroyed them not. Yea, many a time turned he his anger away, and did not stir up all his wrath. Okay, so that's the Lord's we got here. Let's get it, brother. Love thyself. Hey, Shalom of Christ. What's going on? Okay, so this is all based on just for their heart being their mind. Their mind was not right with him. You know what I mean? Neither were they steadfast in his covenant. Okay, so let me go to another precept then. Just trying to figure out what that had to do with the topic. We're gonna go to 1 John chapter 2 and verse 19. That's a good one. First John 2 and 19. Hey, Shalat, Shaquat, and the troopers. If y'all ever want to be my reader in class, let me know beforehand. I'll send you a link. You know what I'm saying? Brothers ain't just got to be in the chat no more. You know what I'm saying? I can send y'all a link. Y'all can just, you know what I mean, be on the get y'all screen set up, and you know what I mean. I can have me a reader. Do I have 1 John 2 and 19? So yeah, that's definitely that goes for you too, Batak. If y'all ever like free at this time period, you know what I'm saying, and y'all wanna set up and read, you know what I mean, I can send y'all the link and y'all could do that through FaceTime. All right. So this is 1 John chapter 2 and 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. If they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us, but they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. So that's the reason why they left, because they were never a part of this truth. That's why I have a real issue with saying, oh yeah, I'm in the truth. I'm in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because people who were never a part of the truth are saying that they're in the truth. But you never were in the truth. If you were in the truth, you would be standing with your brothers. You would never been disloyal and left. You would be standing with your brothers at this moment, right now. I'm driving right now, but definitely. Oh yeah. No. You ain't gotta do it right now. You too wild. I wouldn't be able to send you the link right now, anyways. But I'm just saying, like, any day where you just like available, just you know what I mean, hit me personally, and I can send y'all a link. Just even if you're not able to come in, you'll just have the link just in case if you want to come in like later on in the class or something like that. That's up to y'all. That's only going for the troopers though. All right. So yeah, you went from this truth. There's people who left this truth because they weren't able to get through Hebrew Academy. People that left this truth because they weren't able to be able to keep their rib if they stayed in this truth. They there's people that left this truth because they're slave. There's people that left this truth. It's plenty of reasons of why people have left this truth. The fact of the matter is, in point blank period, if you ever left, you never worked here in general. Point blank period. And usually most of the time, you're not remembered at all. You know what I mean? It's a thing to be, it's a thing when you be written in the book of life. You know what I'm saying? Your nation is going to know you, know who you are. It's a damn shame you come around and people like, oh, I remember that brother. That brother's who's that brother again? You know what I'm saying? That's because you are not a part of this truth. You want to be consistent when it comes to being in this work of the Lord, because it's the most important thing right now. I mean, we waking up, brothers and sisters, like this is the new viral thing. A lot of people used to call us crazy. Now everybody slowly but surely jumping on the bandwagon. And I hate to call it like that because, you know what I mean, it's more righteous than just a bandwagon, but that's just the saying that goes with it. Like people go where the multitude goes. You know what I mean? And we definitely, I mean, it sucks that we have so many avenues of unrighteousness that goes with us because we're barely being able to break these ranks on this internet. You know what I mean? So now it's like, okay, people see us and they get a taste of the truth and they like it, but they don't know where to park their vehicles at because there's so many different parking lots. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. But that just shows you how disloyal our people are, because now that the truth is becoming a righteous thing. Well, I mean, it's always been righteous, but it's becoming a thing that is that people are gravitating to. It's a thing that people are gravitating to. People are getting a taste of the truth, but they don't know where to settle at, because this war between the loyal and disloyal. You know what I mean? You got so many people out here giving up their whole little spew on how they feel the Bible is and how they feel about them being. I seen today some dude was on the corner and he was just, oh, the Lord, and he literally looks like a straight like bum, and he's just with a tiny speaker sitting down all the way on the floor and just, oh yeah, well the Lord says that we are His people. And black people are His people, and he's just talking. I'm just like, wow, this is what being disloyal leads you into, because our people don't know where to land. They don't know where to go. They've been lied to for so long in the Christian church, Catholic Church, Islam, all them places. You know what I'm saying? They've been lied to for so long. Now they're trying to find the truth and they want to get to the truth, but it's so many different avenues of unrighteousness out there. It's like people don't know where to land. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean? I'm not saying, because if you're really real and you got that real spirit in you, if you got the true spirit of the Lord in you, you're gonna land right here regardless. You're gonna notice a fake when you see a fake. You're gonna notice a wicked organization, a wicked soul when you see one. You're gonna notice the BS and you're gonna find your way over here. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take that away from our people who actually got in this truth and was able to leave those fake groups and and find their way over here. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take that away from our people, for sure, because you know what I mean. When you real, you're gonna do real things for sure. But it's just like you can't expect everybody to have that zeal to them, and a lot of people are gonna end up in messed up places. They're gonna end up at Sakari, and then they're gonna find out, you know what I mean, dang, our leader out here getting humble. You know what I mean, a lot of people gonna end up in IUIC. They're gonna be like, oh, our leader, he like purple for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like that. And it's like, damn, like, can I even trust this truth? Because you know what I mean, they no different than the Christian church. They got some wicked leaders as well. So it's like, you know what I mean, you putting a stain on something that's so righteous and so great because of your greed and your disloyalty. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the end of the day, all that's gonna get checked. So hopefully our people, they have an ear to hear and they have an eye to see, and they can notice when somebody is, you know what I mean, BSing with you. But it's up for us being actually in this truth, actually here in the ISUPK, to be able to show the difference between real niggas and fake niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's like it. Where we at? Let's go to Galatians 1:6. Got a couple more precepts. Where we at right now? I have no time. Oh, yeah, we got a couple more minutes. Galatians 1:6. All right. It says, I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you, and would prevent the gospel of Christ. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you, that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. So you getting this all throughout the Bible. You know what I'm saying? These people, there is going to be disloyalty. There is going to be people spreading false narratives, false doctrines, people taking this truth, sprinkling it in the pot of their lives, mixing it up and trying to make it taste sweet. You know what I mean? There's going to be that. This is going to happen. But let those people be accursed. You know what I'm saying? And let you find your way to this truth. If you feel an inkling of some type of way about your organization where you just like, okay, something ain't right, but I don't want to be this. No. Don't ignore that intuition. If something ain't right, then something ain't right. You better find your way to this body. You know what I'm saying? You better find your way here immediately. Otherwise, you're just going to be another lost soul. And you thinking that you being loyal to the Lord, but really you being loyal to Edomites. Because Edomites want us to be separated. Edomites want us to be more than one body. Why? Because that helps them. If there's no unification between our people, then what are we doing here? The whole point is for us to unify so Christ can return. You know what I mean? We have to show and prove our unity first before Christ even step foot back over here. We think that he just gonna come just because we realize that we are not Black or African American, but we are the tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Yeah, that's one thing to know, but it's more to it. There's a responsibility that comes with knowing that you are Israel, because Israel had laws. Israel had direction. Israel made a promise. You know what I mean? And you can't follow that promise when you following false narratives. So just knowing that you're Israel is not enough. You got to know the responsibility that comes with being Israel. So what are you going to do with that? That's the big question. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to sit around and you're just going to watch things happen? You're going to be like, oh, well, you know what I mean? These brothers got it. I feel like I'm just a little bit too weak. and I got this thing going on, and I got this thing going on. So there's no chance of me being able to make it to class on this day, or being able to pay these tithes and all these bills. And nah, you know what I mean? That's a weak mindset. You got a weak heart. Put this up there. Definitely keep that up in there. But yeah, you got a weak heart. Your heart is not of the Lord. The things you think, the way you feel, that's not the Most High. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have, your faith is supposed to be unshakable when you find this truth. You know what I mean? If something is still shaky in your life, and certain things that you can't handle, you ain't in this truth. You know what I'm saying? If there's certain things that overtake you and overtake your spirit, and you feel like you can't control, you're not in the truth. Regardless of whoever tribe you think you from, or wherever you think you is from, or whatever, you're nothing without that Israelite spirit as well. And that Israelite spirit is not being a phony, not being disloyal, not being a backstabber. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Shalom of Christ, I don't know what's going on. All right, let's keep going. What do we just read? We read Galatians, right? Did I finish it? Okay, yeah. Let him be accursed. So he's talking about the disloyal, right? Let's keep it going. Let's go to 1 Corinthians then. 1 Corinthians 11 and 18. All right, so 1 Corinthians 11 and 18, it says, "For first of all, when ye come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partly believe it. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. When ye come together, therefore, into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's Supper, for in eating every one taketh before other his own supper, and one is hungry and another is drunken. What, have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye despise ye the church of God, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not." Okay, so let me see. Let me go back up a little bit more. So some of these divisions are necessary because it's going to give you the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? The people that I've met within this truth, within the ISUPK, are real people to me. Sincere people. People who would give their lives. People who will sacrifice. You know what I mean? We just did Hebrew Academy. I've seen brothers giving the same efforts that I was willing to give. Same sacrifices that I was willing to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So we're on the same accord. We are, as the Bible would say, singing the same song. You know what I mean? Now, some people sing different songs. Some people sing terrible songs. You know what I mean? So they end up in places where they can sing those terrible songs, right? So sometimes, okay, it was, what is that? That it is necessary for the division at a time. It is necessary for the division because it separates the real from the fake. You know what I mean? It separates the ones willing and the ones who are not willing. When you see all the videos and go to the comments and you see what when you see what brothers and sisters are sacrificing and what they're putting into to make sure that they have a seat on a chariot, you see the comments and negative comments and negative aspect of somebody who is not willing to give those sacrifices. And it's just true. There's some people that's just so willing to not give anything for the Lord, that they'll give criticism to what people do when they do give to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, well, if I'm not willing to give anything, what makes you so righteous that you want to give your last and sacrifice your all just to show the Lord that you are willing to serve him? So there's people that's definitely exist in that. There's people who can't give up weed. You know what I mean? A plant. Some people, there's people that submit themselves to a plant rather than serve the Lord. So you got to think, like, sometimes that group of weed smokers is necessary, because it's going to put all you weaklings who can't give up weed in one space. Now, can we say that you have the truth? No. Can we pray that you do get the truth? Of course. You know what I mean? It's our prayer that all Israel be saved. But at the end of the day, your spirit has to fear the Lord first. And that'll be the beginning of your wisdom. When you take in the time to be like, maybe I shouldn't smoke this weed. Maybe I shouldn't go sleep with this brother's wife. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't go dip and dabble in this heathen real quick. Maybe I shouldn't do those things because I'm afraid of what the Lord might do to me. That mindset is important. That way of thinking is important, because your fear of the Lord is going to be the beginning of your wisdom. You're going to be able to dictate the things you should do and the things that you shouldn't do. So then you're going to seek understanding what the Lord wants and what he doesn't want. And when you seek that understanding, then boom, now you're starting to get into the rhythm. Now you're starting to learn that beat, starting to learn that tune. You know what I mean? And now you starting to learn that song that the Bible talks about. You know what I mean? Then you're going to be able to be in one song just like the Lord wants us to be in. You know what I'm saying? Singing that one song instead of singing multiple songs of, oh yeah, well, you know what I mean? I feel like being with adolescents is lawful. Oh, I feel like smoking weed is lawful. Oh, I feel like Christ died for everybody. Oh, I feel, you know what I mean? Just a whole bunch of different things. Oh, I feel like we can mess with heathens, but we just can't marry them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whole bunch of different stuff. Whole bunch of different stuff came out of people being disloyal to this truth. You know what I mean? This one body. It's a whole bunch of things that came out of it. Now, who are you going to be is the question. Are you going to land in those places that are necessary for the weak to go? Or are you going to be strong and you're going to go where the strong stay? That's the real question. 1 Corinthians 1:10. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 10, it said, 1 and verse 10, it says, now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no division among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. How can you go from being in this truth to leaving and creating your own doctrine and thinking that you are safe from the Lord's judgment, even by just reading that alone? When the Lord is saying that he beseeches us to be selected. He beseeches us to speak the same thing and there be no division. So how can you feel like when we say that if you're not in Isupk, then you're not in the truth, that we're wrong for saying that? When there is only one truth and that we speak the same thing. There's nothing that I can say that my brothers are not going to say, whether they're here with me or away from me. We're all going to say the same thing. You ask us, did Christ die for everybody? We're going to say no. You ask us, is Isupk the home of truth? We're going to say yes. You ask us, oh yeah, is it lawful to smoke weed? We're going to say no. You ask us anything. It's okay to eat pork. Is it okay to sleep with heathens? Is it okay? Anything. You know what I mean? even down to even down to how we dress, on how we socialize. We speak alike, we think alike. You know what I mean? You're not going to catch us slipping, going into one situation and thinking that we're going to say something else. You know what I'm saying? We all dancing to one tune. That's it. We all on one beat, one accord. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that same thing for these breakoff groups. You can't say the same thing. Why? Because they're always a breakoff to a breakoff to a breakoff to a breakoff. So they're always switching the rhythm, always switching the beat. They're always switching up what they say on how they think and what they teach. They're always switching it up. You can't be Sakari and Genesis at the same time, right? And yet those came from the same breakoff group. But why are they separated? Why are they divided? It's because they were already divided from what it actually is, the body of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be like that from here on forth. There's just going to continue to keep on being breakoff groups until people actually have enough wisdom in their mind to say that, you know what, I'm just not right. I just can't get right. I'm just going to keep on breaking off. I'm just going to keep on going from this place to this place to this place. And to the point where it might even get to a point where it's just like, I can't even say it might. This happens very much often. People jump from group to group to group to the point where it's like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to be by myself. I'm just going to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? You doing your own thing doesn't make you one body. Only because you were just that disloyal that you left everybody. That doesn't make you one body. That just makes you one separate piece of disloyalty. You know what I mean? Instead of a group of disloyalty. You're just one separate piece of disloyalty. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? One West came first and One West is still here. So anything other than that is a break off of disloyalty. That's it. That's pretty much damn simple. You know what I mean? That's an hour spent. Bam. We out the way. We got that right up out the way. But we don't go till 9. Hey, Shalom Lord Christ. What's going on, Kodash? We don't go to like 9:10. We'll go to like 9:10. So we got a couple more minutes. I'll get one more precept and then we can go on to something else. Or we can get up out of here. Which one have I not done yet? I'll do. Did I just do Hebrews 1 and 10? Yep. All right, I'll do Hebrews 3 and 12, right? I'll do Hebrews 3 and 12. That'll be the last one. And then we be done by like 9:10. So let me get to Hebrews real quick. Three and 12. All right, so the book of Hebrews, chapter 3 and verse 12, it says, "Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living God, but exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin." So, let me read more. "For we are made partakers of Christ, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast and unto the end, while it is said today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in the provocation." So this is the thing. It's an evil thing to harden your heart and to turn away from this truth. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. We see the comments. We see the breakoffs. We see a lot of that stuff. But it's an evil thing to get this truth and to feel like you are better than this truth and that you can do better than this truth. You know what I mean? You can't do better. You wouldn't even know you were an Israelite if it wasn't for the Isupk. You wouldn't know your identity. You wouldn't have known that Christ was black. You wouldn't have known that, what else? You know what I mean? You wouldn't know what tribe you're from in the 12 tribes. You wouldn't know anything. about this truth. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even know that Christ wasn't God. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't the Most High. You wouldn't even know that if it wasn't for this truth. You know what I mean? It wasn't for the ISUPK. So to fix your face and feel like you can teach and do better is insane. You know what I mean? And to make us the butt of your joke, the Lord is going to laugh at your calamity. You know what I mean? The Lord is going to laugh at you when you go through your times of need for this truth and the need for this brotherhood. The Lord is going to laugh at you. He's going to mock you. You know what I'm saying? Be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Oh, help me. Nope. Because you had your help. You know what I mean? You had your help. The help was there. You didn't want it, so now you don't get it. Point blank, period. The truth was right there in front of you. You decided to do away with it. That's your problem. It's going to be something you're going to have to deal with. And for those who sat there and got this truth and left and decided that they can do better and teach better and add on or take away, woo, Lord have mercy. Lord be with you. You know what I'm saying? May the Lord be with you. It's going to be a tough ride, my brother. It's going to be a tough ride, my sister. Whatever you thought you couldn't handle, your husband having multiple ribs, so you left. You couldn't handle not smoking weed, so you left. You couldn't handle just being in order. You couldn't handle a brother getting raised up before you. Whatever it is, whatever reason, the reason why you decided to leave, may the Lord be with you, because it's a terrible judgment to be able to receive this gift and to just throw it back in the Lord's face like it wasn't good enough for you. You know what I'm saying? So Lord be with you. With that, yeah, I'll end it. With that, my brothers and sisters, we're gonna end it off right there. Salakia for being tardy. Next week I should be here. If not, you know what I mean? If I'm here, then we're gonna start a little bit more earlier. And that's it. I mean, hey, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what else is there to be said? You know what I mean? Unrighteousness is crazy out here in Israel these days. And to sit there and see the unity that we can see with our oppressors when they do their wickedness and not get together when we're trying to do something righteous, when we're doing something righteous, you know what I mean? It's just, it shows what we are as a people. You know what I mean? It just shows why we can be deceived for 400 years and put into captivity. It just shows why. You know what I mean? But all in all, you know what I mean? We got to get our minds, we got to get our hearts right. We have to get into this body for sure. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And for brothers and sisters to be sitting back and on their couches and just watching it happen, brothers and sisters to be so in love with their lust that they refuse to get into this body. And you know what I mean? That's a crazy thing. You know what I mean? Stop making up excuses, because the world is changing every day. The world changes every day. You don't want to be put in a position where the things that are in front of you on your day-to-day start to change, and it's too late for you to sit back and get your stuff together. That's one thing you don't want to do. You want to slowly, but if you need to slowly but surely gravitate to this truth, you better figure it out for sure. Figure it out. Get your mind right. Stop playing around with this truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only got a certain amount of time, and if you want to keep on playing, and you don't want you're not trying to serve the Lord is not going to be there for you when it's time for you, when you need him. You know what I mean? And you can't say he's wrong for that. You know what I mean? You can't say that he's less than what he is, because when you needed help and when you was able to give help and you didn't give it, and now you need help and now you're not receiving it, you can't say that the Lord is unrighteous for what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So you got a chance. Stop playing around. Stop listening to these deceitful people, and only because of your hatred towards, you know what I mean, the true body of Christ, the ISUPK, because of your hatred towards them, it's going to lead you away from actually serving the Lord the right way. That's going to put you in a very, very bad position. Whatever hatred you got in your heart, you need to figure out how to get rid of that, because all it is a demon. That's it. You know what I mean? But shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal, the Thumb, Shem Yahshua to the sisters. The water for y'all tuning into the class. The water for y'all tuning into the chat. We gonna wrap it up. Most High in Christ.